Hey, I'm Christian Crisillo, one of the founders at Lead Generation. Today I'm breaking down how we added 1.5 million in pipeline value from Mint Tech. Now, we got them on the phone with people like Nestle, Ferrero, Johnson & Johnson, Asahi Beer, Del Monte, massive enterprise companies. So make sure you watch the video to figure out exactly how you can do that for yourself. And listen, if you just want demos on demand and you don't want to do any of the work, book in a call below. Let's see if we're a fit. I'll guarantee you 10 and 90 days you don't pay for any of them. Let's hop into it. Okay, so hopping into it now, through cold email alone, we got Mint Tech onto the phone with companies like Nestle, Asahi Beer, Del Monte, Vodafone, Coca-Cola, Heineken, Asahi, Manuman, Sunopta, Wetherspoons, Google, Prisium Group, massive companies. And we learned this through sending over 1 million cold emails for B2B SaaS and B2C agencies, handling thousands of responses and dealing with chasing people until the end of time. So if you just want that, book in a call below. Don't worry about any of this. If not, let's hop into the video and let me break down how you can do this yourself. Now, if you want to pause and see exactly why I'm qualified to talk about this, pause it right here, have a read through of the stuff that we've done. If not, let's keep going. Okay, now let me just show you some of the people that we book calls with right here. You know, we've got some Opta, we've got EDP, we've got Heineken, we got Del Monte, we got, Henkel. We got some massive companies. You can pause in here to see all the companies that we book calls with. Here's some of the, back and forths over emails with some of these companies. Here's Coca-Cola, here's Heineken, here's an Opta. Pause if you want to read any of these. These are just a couple of the emails that we got back of people wanting to book in some calls. Now, who can this benefit? Who is this for? This is for B2B businesses, mostly B2B SaaS and agencies, or if you have a strong offer, okay, if you're looking to grow fast, you want more demos, you want more appointments, you don't want to wait for more referrals, you just want to grow ASAP. And look, you need a budget to pay for qualified appointments because cold email and outsourced cold email isn't free. It costs money, but that's why it works. Now, who this isn't for, okay? This isn't if you're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. This isn't for companies who don't want to grow anymore. This isn't for businesses with weak offers. This isn't for companies that have no social proof or case studies. It works if you do that. You just need a stronger offer, basically. But if you're dealing with an unpredictable pipeline and you want to scale your business more predictably, let's book in a call, let's chat, or just keep watching the video so you can learn how to do this yourself. Now, at the time of working with Mint Tech, they struggled with keeping a consistent supply of qualified leads and ensuring that both of their global divisions were fully chock-a-blocked with meetings all of the time. And they were struggling to leverage cold email to get consistent results. They were mostly finding that all of their work was coming in through referrals. Now, their SDRs didn't really have time to focus on outbound because they were dealing with the referrals, but they still wanted to make sure that their account executives were always full of leads to be closing. And they wanted to leverage their extremely strong case studies that they had to just get more and more demos and more clients. So what we actually did for them was we set up a cold email infrastructure that made sure we landed in the inbox and not spam of companies that are doing $250 million and above revenue. You heard me right, $250 million and above. Not easy to do, but we set it up. Now, then we created strong cold email scripts that were less than 100 words that got these people interested and onto the phone. And trust me, that wasn't easy because when you have a killer offer and killer case studies like Mint Tech, condensing that all down into 100 words is extremely hard. But what actually ended up happening is we got 30 plus introductions to enterprise companies in one single month. Their teams in the USA, Europe, and international were kept extremely busy with a constant supply of leads that they did little to no work to get because we did it absolutely all. We added over 1 million in pipeline value for Mint Tech. Okay, we met with some of the largest brands and companies in the entire world. So running through the tech setup, just to tell you exactly what we did. So your tech setup has to be perfect when you're reaching out to enterprise, especially these bigger guys. They've got spam filters, they've got all these things. And what we did was we set up sub-email domains. We're never sending from that main domain, which I always preach about because you shouldn't be doing it. We used AI warming techniques to make sure that pretty much all of our emails are landing actually in the inbox because Google sees this as a real email because we're always emailing back and forth. We're constantly monitoring, managing, and sometimes rotating our domains depending on the health of the domain. And we're leveraging a LinkedIn AI persona to add a personal feel so people get that, the feel that they're getting a message from a real person and not just, something that doesn't exist, or from, getting a message from, the founder that you can tell isn't actually doing the cold emails because, not that many founders of companies doing as much revenue as Mint Tech are actually sending cold emails because, that's for the AEs and things like that to do. And then we optimize their case studies, marketing materials, and other resources for cold outreach. It's just one of those things where they had so many case studies, but condensing it down to a cold email isn't easy because they did so much for these companies like Tesco. If you're Britain based, you'll know Tesco. Now, messaging is one of the most important parts of the cold email. So what we actually did was we wrote scripts based on specific industries and specific countries. So if we're targeting, the food sector of the USA, that's completely different to the industrial sector of the USA or in the industrial sector of the UK or Germany or France. All of these countries care about extremely different things based on trends that are happening in that country in terms of pricing. It's hard to keep up on, but it's how we manage to leverage this to get extremely good results. Now, we also used case studies that were most relevant to the companies that we were reaching out to and the job titles that we were reaching out to. Just meant that, they could see that, hey, you worked with somebody extremely similar to us, so we should be able to expect the same results. And this is where we were keeping up with trends in the market and modifying our message based on trends that were happening in the market. We were constantly iterating our scripts and we never let them just sit. We're constantly A/B testing to get towards that perfect script. And we updated our marketing materials with trends that were happening worldwide. All of our scripts were short, benefit and value based, to the point, prospect focused, and extremely personalized and relevant. That's the key, extremely personalized and relevant. Now, follow-ups and booking demos are one of the key things. When it comes to enterprise outreach, you need a lot of follow-ups because people are extremely busy. So we spaced out all of our outreach over the course of 4 weeks to I think 3 months, sometimes up to 6 months, depending on the industry, just because people are busy. We took advantage of downtimes in specific industries where they had time to look at things like this. You contact a farmer, they don't have time during planting season. You need to wait till it's not planting season, otherwise they're not going to be able to, get interested in this. And we focused on providing ROI as soon as possible when working with someone like Minttech, showing that these guys can actually make a lot of money back extremely quickly. We always made sure that we mentioned pain points that were happening in the market at certain times of year to show that we understood what they were going through. Now, when we were actually booking demos with Minttech's team, because they were global, we always had to make sure that the demos were going to the right person, because if you reach out to the food and beverage person in the Europe division, they don't have the same responsibilities as the USA guys. We always had to make sure that the demos were going to the right person to make sure they could close them as easily as possible. And this is where we were distributing the demos amongst SDRs, BDRs, AEs where appropriate. So if that sounds like something you need, we can do that as well. Now, A/B testing is crucial when you're doing enterprise outreach because your results need to improve over time. Your first scripts aren't going to be your best scripts, and you're going to slowly get towards that best script. And this is where, when you see these trends happen, you can add in that trend to the A/B test and see, do they actually care about it? Some trends people don't even care about because it's not that big of a deal, it just looks like a big deal from the outside. And this is where over time the results only got better and better and better because Minttech wanted more and more meetings with enterprise companies, and we were able to accommodate this by scaling our sending power and A/B testing to get to the best results. And we slowly expanded into more and more markets and industries as Minttech requested. We started off in the UK, then we went to Europe, then we went to the United States, then we were doing the whole world in new industries because it was that big. And we started integrating with their SDR and their AE team to make sure that we were having a collaborative effort and picking up on leads that went a little bit cold. Now, how this actually works for you. If you want to skip all the cold emailing and just get to the demos or the appointments, book in a call below, and I will guarantee you 10 demos in 90 days or you don't pay for any of them. We build all the lists, we do all the copy, we handle all the replies, you just show up to the demos, you close them, and hey, if they don't show up to that demo, you don't pay for it, I go chase them, I go get them back onto that demo, okay? Book in a call, let's see if we're a fit, and hey, you know what? Why this actually works, we base our price per appointment or demo based on an ROI for you. So it means that if you close 1 or 2 out of 10 of these, you're making far more than this is ever costing you. And this means that you're making far more than this is ever costing you. Why would you ever stop working with me, right? That's the way I see it. I want this to be a long-term partnership, okay? Now, don't trust just me. You see David Bateman, head of Minttech, what he had to say right here. And you can see Rakib Hakwai right here, senior sales engineer at Propeller Studios. Pause the video if you want to read what they say. We added 200K in pipeline value for them as well. And if you're still unsure, like I said in that guarantee, 10 demos in 90 days, you don't pay for any of them, okay? There's almost zero risk to you. Now, if you're still not certain, perfectly fine, stay as you are, keep an unpredictable lead flow, which is hard to scale, keep relying on referrals that may turn off at any point, and keep overspending on ads. Or, if you want to predictably scale your business, start working with us, predictably scale up with zero extra work from your end, pay only for ICP demos or appointments you can close, stay ahead of the competition in this ever-sophisticating SaaS and B2B agency marketing. Now, you will never have to worry about where your next client is coming from ever again. So book in a call to see if we're a fit. Have a good rest of your day. Talk to you soon.